I've been bringing that Vine and flow. Rocking the spot to get dominoes, do what you want, get what you got. Jump off the rock, yeah, but Geronimo. Don't come to me for the line of notes. Not an OG, but a dynamo. Move when I talk, move when I walk. Hop out and drive. Come on, we gotta go. Dominoes.
No, this is not it. We'll see what happens.
Fucking listener.
You keep putting
guys,
minimal
I'm
effort
right
into
here.
it.
Fucking
Oh
guys,
yeah,
I'm right
welcome
here.
to another episode, guys.
God
Welcome
damn.
to another episode of Completely Useless with Frank and Pablo, because we really have to say our names because Frank gets mad.
Well, you don't let me introduce myself.
You're
over here complaining.
We have a great guest today.
We do.
Our friend and everyone's friend. He produces shows all over the place. Long Beach, San Dimas, right? Fourth Wall, right?
What's
LA.
a Sin Demas?
He has a brand new podcast. I'm trying to plug your shit here, and he's bothering me. So your shit's not gonna get plugged now, and you have him to thank for that.
No, he does.
No, he has a brand new podcast.
It's called
Danny
Danny Frank's
Frank's Walks Whole Life.
Thank you.
Episode 1 is out now. Everywhere except for Apple Music. I've been
trying.
Were you able to do that already?
No. I've reached out a couple times to Spreaker. They haven't gotten back to me really. I keep trying to authenticate the RSS feed. Keep saying it doesn't trust Spreaker, but nobody in Spreaker writes back. So I'm about to drop them and go to Anchor. I don't know what I got to do.
Yeah.
But if it's a bad experience, you better believe I'm going to post it.
You should drop them and go to Anchor or Podbean.
We use Podbean. Shout out Podbean. It was super easy to get in everything.
Really?
And they have great statistics. They have a lot of podcasts, including a lot of mainstream podcasts and newer podcasts like ours.
What's the fee?
We're paying $15 right now.
That's not bad. That's like half
for
what I'm already doing.
unlimited upload.
Storage?
Yeah.
Really?
It's definitely doable. It's doable and it's worth it. And the day it came out, I think maybe one day later, we were already in iTunes.
I wonder then if I should just switch over to Podbean.
And you know what? They have a really good support because they it's an email, so it's still like you got to wait a little bit, but they get back to you pretty fast.
That's what I was surprised.
Shout out Podbean.com.
Yeah, and I can't wait to meet them at Podcast Movement.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick as fuck. If you guys don't know what Podcast Movement is, if you're a podcaster, check it out. They're doing an event here in LA. They started in LA and they moved to Texas, but they do a smaller event here in LA where it's all podcasters networking, learning how to do what we do, learning how to just get better at it. And I'm really excited to be able to go. So shout out to them because they really hooked it up with some cool tickets this year.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Podbean.
So Danny.
Yeah.
Tell us about your podcast.
Yeah.
What do you want to know? I mean, my podcast is hopefully going to be a nice source of inspiration and entertainment for people, and I want to showcase a bunch of different types of guests that aren't necessarily famous comedians or, anything really. I called it Walks of Life because I feel like I've met so many people throughout my life that inspire me from all different types of backgrounds, like I've had a lot of jobs.
Am I one of those people?
I mean, in a way.
Have I inspired you?
In a way.
Have I inspired?
He's like, in fact, you've uninspired me. That's why it took me so long to figure this out.
I mean,
in fact, I was like, I don't want to be this guy, so.
There's certain people you look up to and you aspire to be.
And then there's Pablo. One of them.
Of course I'm one of them.
I like how he stepped on my punchline there. Does he do that a lot to you, Pablo?
Yeah. Oh, he does that a lot. I do that a lot too.
I can see that.
So I'm sorry, Danny. You're gonna get it from both. You're gonna get it from both ends.
But not the first time.
That's exactly what you're gonna sound like the whole episode.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's cool
it's
though.
Great being here though.
So you're thinking just that's cool.
I really want to get to know what makes people tick and like what inspires them and like where they're from, and like where they want to be, and like a big part of it is just kind of exposing who they are as people and their personality. Right. And I think a really unique thing that I'm seeing everybody has a very particular taste in is at the end of the podcast, I always have them make a music recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm slowly building up that list so that it's a playable playlist too. Then I have it on Spotify. It's currently on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
But it's really interesting to see people's choices.
Are you playing like licensed music? Sorry,
Well, I don't play the licensed music in there.
You're just making a public list on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Yeah. Fuck yeah, I love that.
You can look it up on your own.
It's a good idea.
That's cool.
We should totally steal that idea.
Yeah, we're starting a list.
We're gonna do a completely useless playlist.
Good. But no, it's crazy, man. You listen to the episodes and you listen to the song choices that the people chose, and like it really says so much about them.
Right. Yeah.
Like not to spoil it because it's not out yet, but Juan Cias is going to be the next episode on the 31st of January, I should say. And like his choice, if you know what East Side Stories volumes 1 through 12 are.
So it's bi-weekly? Your podcast is bi-weekly then?
No, it's bi-monthly. I'm planning on releasing it between
every other month? That's what bi-monthly is.
No, not bi-monthly. I'm sorry. Every 2 weeks. Yeah, every other week.
That's bi-weekly.
Yes, it is. It's a little late. I'm a little tired. But yeah, in between laugh-ins. So like right now we get the San Dimas laugh-in every second Friday of the month. You guys just started
that, right?
Yeah.
The Long Beach one's the one that you have for a while, right?
Yeah, the Long Beach one is like my baby. It's been crazy to see that thing grow, and it continues to grow. Right now, actually, I recruited for the past 2 shows. I'm trying to get Brianna Kelly involved because, like, honestly, it's becoming really hard to manage my time between everything, dude. And like I finally understand like why people have assistants.
We used to produce one show. Yeah. And it was hard. It was kind of hard to manage the time.
Right?
Yeah.
I loved it, but
it always seems like it comes. The show that you know that you planned, it comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah. There's a lot of variables. Last minute.
And I loved it. And every time after the show, because it was good, I feel really good about it. But it was just like I'm tired. You know, like
definitely. Like it's like a lot of work and a lot of like. I don't know. I hate saying it like this, but it feels like a lot of energy is taken up very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, every time I host a show, I'm more and more aware that, like, and if you've ever hosted a show, you know, like, big part of it is giving your energy to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't, it's very apparent. Like, as the host, you're, like, the life force of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're not putting all of yourself into it, like, well, you know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
but it's good, and you have that, and the San Dimas one that we were talking about, right?
Yeah. So the San Dimas one is forever, and we've been okay to book through the end of the year. It's
cool.
Going to be
awesome.
Every second Friday of the month at High Point Brewery. Shout out to High Point Brewery Company. They're awesome people. Chad and Dominic, the owners, are really into comedy. They're on like a personal level. Like if we didn't have the show there, they'd be at the Improv anyway. The Ice House anyway, watching
So comedians. That's perfect for them. That sounds like something some owners or managers, whatever, that are going to give you support for your comedy show.
Absolutely. And that's exactly...
That's really hard to find.
It is. But, you know what? It makes a world of difference when you do.
Yeah.
You know, and it allows
Somebody
you to create
that takes
a higher
comedy
quality.
serious. Yeah. As a serious art form, you know?
Yeah, not just like a thing to fill some spots.
Exactly.
Like,
that's the problem with a lot of shows, I think.
Yeah. People don't see the value of it, you know? No. And I get it because, like, you can feel the difference between, like, a lineup that's been, like, crafted to be funny versus a lineup that's been crafted to give you stage time on someone else's show.
Yeah. Right.
You know, when it's, like, all producers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I think in the long run, like, you know, the proof's in the pudding. The good shows will always prevail, you know, and beyond that, I think it's really important to treat your comics nicely. Like from day one, every single comic that's been on my shows, with the exception of guest spots, is gotten paid, you know, and like you find a way to do it. You find a way to get sponsors if you need to. You set aside money from your own pocket, but like, you know, like you do whatever you can to treat these people like your brothers and sisters as they should be in comedy. You know, it's a tough enough grind.
We weren't paying people when we were doing ours, but I gave them cards.
But it's also not like we were making money,
thank
though.
You cards.
Respect.
And,
also that.
And you were giving them drinks.
The
thing is, like, I think it's terrible when you are making money off the show and you're not paying people. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
but like
that's pretty much. I mean, that's a lot more common than
than the other. Yeah.
That's every fucking show.
We weren't even making any money.
That's how every show works, pretty much.
Yeah,
we weren't getting paid.
Not every.
We were just a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was just doing them because I'm a goddamn artist, you know.
Yeah.
And I need to create.
Clearly.
No, but but I think it gave us a chance to give people spots and.
Which is something to be said too.
Yeah.
You know? And again, you're giving.
It was cool, and I do like that we were doing sketches on it.
Yeah, we were different. That's the thing it was
we
fun because it was
kind of like
stuff.
Frank and I would kind of improvise.
What was it? This was completely
Useless Live.
Right?
We only had like 5.
Yeah.
And what
4 or
was
5.
like? Tell me more about that. Like, what do you think some of the strengths of the show were that you learned?
I think it was just so different because what
I
it
think
was
it had a good
is-
flow.
Yeah,
It had a good flow to
Pablo
it.
did a great job of curating music artists to start
Mm-hmm.
the show and end the show, and that really helped create the feel for it.
music
and
is
then-
so important.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then not only that, it's like we would start off, and then me and Pablo would go up and kind of host a little bit, banter, and then we would get a comic to come up, and then we would go to a live, like a live sketch.
We do a live sketch.
and then just
And
kind
then
of
another comic,
Mm-hmm.
another sketch,
Yeah.
another comic. Then the musical guest.
So
is
it's like a
back on.
variety show.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And it was good. It was either Smeralda wrote a couple sketches for us that were really good.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to do too. Like, I believe I did hit a few people up about how we're gonna do this show. If you have a sketch, let me read it, and then if we like it, me and Frank like it, we'll put it up on the show. And
Awesome.
it's your sketch. You're gonna be credited with it, and whatever, like, and that's you. You could like direct it or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be in it, because it's our show.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're still
And,
creating value and giving it
Exactly.
back to the community. You're not trying to take
But
more.
you know what the thing was too? I hit up quite a few comics about it,
Yeah.
and I feel like I didn't get enough of a response.
Really.
Barely anybody wanted to like do something like that.
Maybe they just didn't know about it, because like I feel like
The thing I feel that people always want to be. They don't want to be behind the scenes.
yeah,
What do you
So
mean
they don't
by
want
that?
to just. They don't want to just be the writer. They want to be the main guy in it, or they rather. Some of these comics will rather just do a set.
And that's a
You
hard
know?
thing to deal with too, because
Uh.
like I kind of sometimes deal with that in the sense that like I like doing video production stuff,
Right.
but it's like shit. I really want to be in this video, but it's like
Right.
where do you draw
Yeah.
the line? It's like, is it me trying to be in the video gonna prevent me from putting out the video, or
Yeah.
whatever you got to do? And that's where you get people who do like vlog stuff, because
Right.
I give it up to them because that's fucking hard. I've tried to do like stuff by myself like that. I don't have the. I can't do it.
And
tried.
I've had ideas for projects that I want to like write, and then I think who will be good at this type of thing, this type of show that I'm trying to do or whatever it is.
right.
Oh, and it's like whatever his name is, right? I don't want to mention any names, but it's like it's this guy, it's Julito Maraña, and I hit up that guy. And he doesn't want to write. He doesn't want to like. He's happy doing the little spots that he's doing, It's like, no, dude, let's do more, dude. Like we could write something good. Like we could
so he's
refresh
able to
us.
set aside his
Right.
ego.
And I feel, yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to do that.
Probably. I mean,
That's
a
what it
lot
was-
Of
it
people
was-
are in comedy because they want to be famous.
that's
Yeah, and
you're
like
not
they
wrong.
want the accolades of
Yeah, but
like
you-
being a
you
famous
can-
person. Like a lot of people, not everybody, granted, but I feel like we can all, if we really wanted to, make a nice list of people.
Maybe that's the
that
thing too. Yeah.
want fame and they
Yeah.
want that credit.
Maybe that's the
because-
thing too, because I don't know. I don't want. I do want to work in the industry. I don't need
Yeah.
fame though.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But what's more important, that your success or like the success of an artistic project?
This is an artistic project. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying it doesn't matter if whatever I gotta do. If it's my project, I don't have to be the main person in it or anything.
I kind of agree with that, because in the sense, like, if I'm doing a project,
I still get to feel proud of that, whether I'm
Yes.
getting all the fucking
yeah,
Credit or
I'm,
not.
FaceTime or not.
Right,
You
yeah.
know?
yeah, I wouldn't care if the project didn't necessarily feature me as like the main part, but I would have to be getting something out of it.
Yeah.
So
oh,
whether
for
I'm
sure.
getting a credit or something.
Yeah,
like,
writing
at
credits,
least
grading
that.
credits,
I
whatever.
don't
You
necessarily,
know?
like I said, I don't need it to be on the face of it or whatever, but filmed or edited or whatever I'm doing, it needs to be fucking that for me is enough. But you're right. I think some people want more than that, and that's unfortunate.
I mean, is it though? I was talking about this with someone else. Like, you can't really. Who's to say who's right or wrong here? We're
Fair
all
enough.
kind of on
No,
our own
yeah,
journey.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody has different goals to exactly where they want to be.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Everyone
man.
has different ideas and
True.
different ways of doing it. If you feel like your shit's working for you, the way you're
Yeah.
doing shit, do it.
Right? Like,
if
no
I
one
feel
can
like it's
fault
something
you.
different,
Yeah.
I
May
hate
not
that
be
type
what
of
I
people.
want,
I hate
but-
that type of people, like the people that you meet and then they start telling you what you have to do
Yeah.
Right.
and all this shit and this is the way. And it's like, no, chill. Like,
I feel like I've been that
like
person
also
without
you're doing
meaning
that
to.
right. Also, you've been doing that for like 10 years and you're nowhere. So
Yeah.
it's always people like that like try to tell you how to do things. And it's like, calm down,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
But I mean, even then, we're all. I always use the analogy for stand up that like you're kind of running around in the dark, just hoping you're moving forward.
Yeah.
Because there's no real way, because growth comes in spurts, and like there's no one right way to do things. And again, like you said, those goals that you set for yourself are kind of good signposts to say that you're going in the direction you want. But you could go left, right, straight, forward, backward. There's no real telling which way you should be going. You got to figure out for yourself, really.
I think a lot of it, for me at least in my experience.
It sounds like we're bitching a lot.
No, I don't think so.
No, we're kind of waxing poetic on like
it's
the philosophy of
it's dissecting the frog. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of it does come from making your own opportunities, and what I mean by that is being ready when the opportunity presents itself. I mean, you could try to do some top tier projects, but if you're not ready for that top tier project, you're kind of effed. And then especially in this industry, it's always like, what's next? I've never met a comic that's above me that has like told me that like, oh no, like it's not another, you don't get to hit this mark and then you're there, you just rest there. It's always like, shit, okay, I headlined a show, now I got to figure out which next show I'm headlining, or oh, now I'm headlining all over the country. Now, what's you always have, or if I get picked up by a TV show, they're gonna ask me, okay, what ideas do you have? It's not gonna not like they're gonna come to me with the ideas or anything.
Right, like Chris Rock is out there, I'm sure, trying to figure out like how do I stay on top, or Eddie Murphy, like
Eddie Murphy's about to come back.
Level.
Eddie Murphy's been going to fucking
he's been hanging out at clubs and stuff, and
I'm pretty excited.
Me too, man.
I am
super excited.
But you imagine the pressure of being him and then re-entering this realm, and like there's no instructional guide. Like he's kind of pioneering like what it's like to be at his level, and then come back.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if Carlin disappeared for a long time and then came back to life.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what now? And like, what happens if he doesn't?
I mean, didn't Dave Chappelle do that? Dave Chappelle left at an all-time high.
Dave Chappelle was much younger though.
Yes.
Very true, but
so he still got a lot.
That was still a long time, and he left abruptly. Like I think that's.
But also Dave Chappelle
is
is another giant.
Yeah.
That like you can compare. You can't compare him to.
Right.
There's very few people that exactly.
It's very totally compare.
I feel like Eddie Murphy
to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, as far as how big they are, but Eddie Murphy was before that. Much
but even
before
then,
that,
they were both at
like the height of his career. Much before that, he's been gone for longer.
Yeah.
So it's like you see some of his material back then, and it was such a different time back then.
Yeah,
he was talking about like
generational comedy.
Like that shit could not fly at all right now, and that's why. How will he manage? How is he gonna manage his way through today's climate? And that's what's really interesting about it, I think.
Did you see him do the acceptance speech at
Mark Twain Awards?
Yeah, for the Mark Twain Award.
Yes.
No,
he gave us a taste of what he would do, and like he had been refusing to talk about the whole Bill Cosby thing,
right? Okay.
And then he goes up there, and just him. I'm sure he had some stuff prepared, but you can tell he's just like winging it. Murders after not having to speak like that for years.
Because he's a fucking legend, dude. He's a fucking legend.
Yeah, but you could be a legend and then have a big flop. Even Ellen said when she was coming back, she had to. It took a little while.
Yeah.
So and she has a daily show where she's hosting every day.
As far as like in stand up,
she was considered pretty top.
She was actually.
But at the time when she came
Eddie Murphy level.
To some people,
Ellen,
perception,
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't believe it.
Maybe to a certain small demographic,
do.
but
I wouldn't say small. It's a pretty big demographic, dude.
I feel like Ellen's got
when it was on
fans.
TV, was highly regarded almost to Seinfeld levels. So she had it. She had it pretty. And then I think there was a giant expectation when she came back. And she has a bigger audience now because she has her show.
Is Seinfeld just doing now the comedians in cars getting coffee?
No, he tours all the time.
Yeah, but when's the last time he took a special out?
He doesn't.
Is there a rave going on in the other room? Do you hear that?
I know. You can hear it.
Oh, dude, we should have said no.
I know.
We should have said we don't hear it.
Hear what?
And he's gonna, he's gonna think he's really fucking tripping out.
That's funny. What did we just say?
You're talking about Ellen and how at her peak level she was like regarded as like number one, almost like Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, legendary status.
Yeah. There was
by her market.
Specific thing I was gonna say.
You were gonna start saying a bunch of gay shit about
I blame
Ellen.
the bass drop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. But
you were gonna. It was leading to a shitty lesbian joke. I think.
It wasn't.
I think that's what this. I think that's what this was happening.
Yeah,
So
she was
maybe it's
scissoring
good.
her way to the top.
Yeah, maybe it's good that we didn't. That we didn't. Speaking of speeches, though, I'm still not over Ricky Gervais'
Oh, hosting
speech at the fucking what was the Golden Globes
Golden
or whatever.
Globes, yeah.
That shit was so
crazy.
fucking funny.
That shit was crazy.
That was so punk rock of him
Yeah,
to do.
I was talking to another comic and I was like, only Ricky Gervais could get away with saying exactly what he said. Like he was so raw, and you could just see all these actors getting pissed. It was fucking great. I thought it was
Because he's British.
phenomenal. Yeah, you think
It's
that's what
'cause
it
he's
was?
British. That helps
he's
a lot.
Not fucking.
I think that helps a
like
lot.
getting away with stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people say that when they have
Because
the
they're like, oh, it's a
accent-
different culture and
Yeah.
shit, and it is,
Yeah,
I think it has a lot to do with that.
You know
But it
what's
was
funny?
great.
You bring that up. I'm a huge fan of Gordon Ramsay, and I love. Yeah,
I've never heard you talk about him.
fuck you.
I haven't.
We literally had an argument.
When have you ever talked about Gordon Ramsay?
I was showing you a kitchen nightmare. Well, fuck you, dog. All right, whatever.
I've
Either way.
never heard you talk about him.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
So
I just gotta know everything you like now.
okay. Either way. So
Danny, do you have somewhere better to be, or
leave
I'm
him
sorry,
alone.
you guys talking?
Leave
Yeah.
him alone. Why are you
You're
attacking
supposed
Are you
to
guys
be-
talking to me right now?
yeah, you're
Sorry.
supposed to be in this conversation.
Leave him
I'm
alone.
sorry.
You don't fucking.
He's just
talk
been
to
looking
him,
at his
Matt.
phone for the
Well,
past
he-
minute,
he
2
has-
minutes.
Yeah, and he has way better things to do than talk to you.
Why is he here
Okay?
then?
You know what?
Oh my God, Danny, talk to us,
You're such a
dude.
piece
All
of
right,
Okay,
I'm
Danny.
sorry. Go
Can
on.
I get
What
a-
are we
Danny,
talking about?
Danny, Bigfoot, real, not real? What's up, dog? What do you think?
You're doing this 20 minutes in.
Yeah, 20 minutes in.
20
dude.
minutes in. You're
20
fucking.
minutes in. It was the best way to save it.
Now,
Because Danny
Danny,
was his
what?
fucking phone.
I was
sorry,
saying
I was just
something.
waiting.
We're just gonna get back. We'll get back to that. All right, Bigfoot,
You're
Danny.
a fucking liar.
This
We'll
is
get
the
back to that
second
shit right
time
now,
I feel
dude.
so bad for Frank. Like he's just trying to make
Bigfoot.
some points.
You see what I
And
mean?
like Pablo's
Thank
like, no.
you. Fucking
Because
thank you.
out of the corner of my eye, I
Somebody
see you and your
fucking
phone.
Says it.
Well,
You
I was
know?
letting you talk. I
Trying
was
to do a
listening.
Wow.
podcast.
No, you were not. Because you,
You-
don't know what we were talking about.
Would
so
you
now,
rather I
now,
jump on top of the mic while you're speaking?
He does. He does want that.
I do kind of
want-
get that vibe.
What? He jumps on top of it?
Not us.
Yeah, because he can jump.
I don't know about
I don't know
that.
about that.
I
So,
don't know about that.
He fucking hates fat people. I tell
no,
you.
I don't.
That's
Look
all
how fucking fat I am.
I like how
hate-
Frank just like lumps me in. He's like he hates fat people.
Oh,
like
fuck
us.
you.
And then,
Like
and then he's
you.
like, what? I'm not fat. What are you talking about?
We're the same, you and I.
You get me.
Listen, one fat guy to another. Danny, you know what I'm talking about.
So, Danny,
Carbs.
Bigfoot.
Best carbs.
Bigfoot.
No.
Not at all?
I hate. No,
Not at all?
unfortunately. I know that Bobcat Goldthwait made a documentary, and I've got family members that believe in it. I mean,
You got
maybe
family members that believe
Oh, did they
Bigfoot's
go-
real?
Did they go
100%.
squatching? Or
With
they
squatching,
watch
yeah.
Finding Sasquatch all the
Oh,
time.
I
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
hate that
All
show.
But I mean,
the time.
I'm not saying maybe you don't. Do you think there's any possibility?
Yeah, I mean, like just like there's probably tons of species that we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
I for sure
So
believe.
you think he's
So it's
alive
not
today?
like-
he could be alive today.
Yeah, I guess so. Like that's always been the weird thing for me. Like it's totally within the realm of possibility that there's
Right.
another primate.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's all I want.
For sure. But
Fuck
like
you,
is
Frank.
it like a crazy Bigfoot that's like I don't know what the like I'm more
One-
afraid of like communist plots against like
Right.
capitalism
You
than I
watched
am
a lot of
about
80s
some-
movies.
What I'm just
Fucking
saying, like-
Red Dawn, dude.
Right, that's a great movie.
That was dope.
But no, I'm like more afraid of like something practical like that actually affects us versus
Yeah.
like something in the woods
Well,
eating
Bigfoot's
animals.
not gonna do anything
like
to you,
animals
dude.
do. You know,
I really
like-
hope this is
Bigfoot's a nice guy. Dude. He's not gonna.
if
Well,
Big-
there's different species of Bigfoot.
Oh God, get the fuck
There's
out of here.
3 of them. One of them's really aggressive.
He read this somewhere.
Yeah,
No shit, dude. What do you think I did? Research?
I
like
really
my own
hope-
field research? No, dude.
I really hope that
Hold on,
Bigfoot.
read that shit on the internet.
Wait,
Bigfoot.
wait. You talk to me like assuming you did field research.
No, I
was
said,
a
what do you
dick
think?
move on my part.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it's not that it was a
You
dick
see
move.
what
I appreciate
this is what
that.
I deal with every
Wow,
episode,
man, like-
all the time, on
Frank,
and off the podcast.
you got the patience
Yeah,
of a
thank
saint.
you. Fucking thank you.
What? You know how much bullshit I gotta put up with this guy?
Like
dude?
what?
Yeah, but
He
no,
gets whatever.
Just
let's,
to-
let's not do this.
like, final thought.
Witches.
There might
Real
be
or
a-
not?
there
You
might
think-
be a
you think
Bigfoot.
witches are real?
I don't really care if there is or isn't, though, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, dude. We're about to go into World War III. Dude. Like,
Look.
Right, that's what I'm saying,
Why
like-
does it matter if there's a Bigfoot? You know?
Like
yeah,
eating-
I get you.
There's
yeah.
like a bear in the
Let's
woods
fucking-
eating animals.
Look,
Okay.
Yeah.
Bigfoot
like-
Yeah.
he in the late
Now
80s,
you want to talk aliens?
he started putting on
Aliens.
clothes.
Yeah,
he
aliens
moved to
for
like
sure, right?
Oklahoma, and he goes
If
in the
you don't believe
in the
aliens
village
are real,
every week. He hangs out. He assimilates with people, and people call him Bob. But when he
Right.
gets home, he Bigfoot's out. That's how I think it goes down.
Maybe.
cool, man.
I mean, does that really like?
yeah,
it doesn't scare you, right? Like,
No.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get why like Bigfoot's a
not
big
supposed-
thing.
it doesn't-
Pablo think
no, it doesn't
Bigfoot
have
is
to-
out there fucking doing
It doesn't
shit.
have to necessarily have to be scary. I'm just asking.
Well, no, like
do you think that there's a possibility that he's real?
I mean, in that,
know?
I think there are species that we've yet to discover. Yes, but do I think there should be a bunch of TV shows about guys searching in the woods for like a bear? No.
Like a bear.
Because
Essentially,
they all
it's
come to the
essentially
same
what they're doing.
conclusion.
That's so.
We
funny.
don't know. You know?
Yeah, it's like
fair.
They all end up in we don't know.
And then, like, what's the worst case scenario? They do see it as like, oh my god, yeah, it's a Bigfoot. Turns out they eat deer. All right, case closed. That's it.
yeah, and then we have
they
another
want to
animal.
fucking capture him and like find
For-
out about
okay.
everything.
Yeah.
And now we have another
Let's
animal.
say they do capture
Yeah.
it. They do find out everything.
They want to find out how he fucks. They want to find out.
Yeah,
how he
we
poops.
study him.
Okay, and then what?
Like-
All right, straight
We
to the
study
zoo.
'em 'cause
you
it's-
know, like,
And then we start cloning Bigfoots, and we have
Yeah.
a Bigfoot army in World War III. We win.
Yeah.
Is that
And then
the key?
That's
Bigfoot
why.
and then
I
the
thought it was
Bigfoot says
diplomacy. Turns
Big
out,
feet.
Bigfoot says big feet.
Actually,
and then the big feet.
Bigfoot
you
is
know, they're
actually
like,
already plural.
It's
If you
like
don't know- if you
Planet
know
of the
any-
Apes,
if you
but
know
like with big
anything
feet.
About
You know?
Bigfoot. Bigfoot is actually plural already.
Okay, cool, man.
So you've been fucking that shit up. You're
so-
a Bigfoot enthusiast, and you can't even get the
not
grammar
big
right.
feet.
So
Yeah, dog. Okay.
So when all the big feet,
Bigfoot.
when
I
all the
kinda like the
big
idea
feet,
You're
big
re-
feet being the plural.
all your
the plural.
Yeah,
That's
like-
funny, right?
It is
all
a little
your
funny.
big feet or Bigfoot
Actually, you should write that down.
enthusiasts
That's mad. I've been saying
are
that
getting
shit.
pissed at you. They're gonna stop following you. All our
You're
people
not.
that are in Michigan,
It's like
and
sky
shit,
blue, grass
Michigan
green,
people,
big feet.
guys, we
They
fucking
listen only
love
because you bring up Bigfoot, and now
because I bring a Bigfoot.
yeah, and now
Michigan,
now you're
people in
fucking
Michigan?
up the grammar. They're not gonna listen.
No, they're gonna think it's funny because I said it funny and I'm really funny. So, witches, Danny, are they real?
Oh yeah, I've met some witches.
You met some witches, like
He
real
doesn't
witches,
mean like chicks
or
that
like
fucking
just
do
like
yoga all the time.
just like
and-
chicks that tell you that they're Wiccan.
I
you
mean,
know?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
fucking use
not
spices.
Wiccans, you know, like
I mean, where is the defining line? I guess
like
I,
a fucking witch, like she worships the
when
devil.
When you're like, hey,
and she
who do you
wants to
believe in? She's like,
fucking-
Lord, all devil and mighty
Yeah,
incarnate.
a bride of Satan.
so there's a place in Long Beach called Eye of the Cat
Okay.
where you can go and get smudge sticks, sage, newt, whatever, you know, like Eye of Dragon, whatever, all those types of herbs and stuff, and you can also get a reading in the back. Despite
So we used to do
my
that shit at the
father-
swap meet in Mexico City.
That might
Yeah,
be a
Oh,
there's
little
little
more
shops
real,
like
though.
that.
But he's not wrong. He's like,
That-
that one might be more legit.
Yeah.
There's
like-
little shops like that, and you can
Yeah.
go get a limpia or whatever, and it's like they clean out
With
they
the
clean you
egg
out
and
of bad
shit,
spirits
yeah.
and
Oh,
shit.
dude, it's
Yeah,
always an
shit like
egg
that.
or a
Yeah.
lemon is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the key to everything.
And it's crazy.
That's
'cause
weird because that all
Yo.
is the same rule with fish: an egg or a lemon, and it goes
Oh,
well.
that's true.
Oh, that's very good.
Connections. no.
And you get mad when they call you fat. But you're saying shit like this. Okay. No, but yeah, and it's crazy. Like when they do that to people, when they like rub them with the egg or whatever,
Yeah.
they crack the egg open, and it's like dark as shit.
Yeah, and then you eat
looks-
it.
But
and
does
it
that
looks like
happen
it-
if
yeah,
you just
shit
leave
is
an egg
not-
out for a while?
Maybe you
No,
think
you
maybe
don't-
they used a rotten egg
I
already.
don't know, dude.
They're conning you. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. So I recently went. And
I'm gonna try
saw
to do that and bring
a-
my own egg.
Yeah.
I recently went and
Well,
saw
so-
a comedian that's
Yeah.
also a medium, and I went to one of her shows, and she did the whole thing. I'm not gonna say her name because she's very professional.
Trying to
I
do
just-
2 for 1.
I just
Go
don't
on.
believe her.
Right.
Like, I don't think she's lying to people. I don't think she's trying to con people. She seems like a very nice person. But I also, like, I'm watching the whole thing, and she's like, whose family died of cancer? And everyone's like, everyone.
So she was like cold reading everybody.
Yeah,
Not
it's
like
like
Throwing some vague things
there's
out.
like there's
trying
there's
to
a good
color
amount of
and fish a
people.
little.
So everyone's like in the room, and then she'll like say like, "Okay, I have like this," and then people will kind of go. But the one thing that I thought was interesting is like, she's very specific, and she kind of clings onto certain things.
Yeah.
So which makes it seem more legit.
And then what made it comedy? Like,
Oh, she didn't
Just-
do any comedy. She normally does comedy. I don't know why she didn't do comedy at this one.
Before we,
I thought it was mixed.
It normally is. Actually, I actually was doing her opening speech. I was like, dude, you need to punch this speech up. You could say this and this. But I was also telling my uncle who introduced me to the whole thing, I was like, dude, if she's gonna go like all medium, like she was very normal about it. I want it like a full experience. Dog. I want fog machines. I want her to float up while she's fucking reading.
Frank
me.
wants
Well,
her
maybe
to
she
come out
doesn't have to
looking
live
like
up to
Jimmy
your
Page.
fucking stereotypes.
I'm
alright?
just saying, if I'm gonna pay for this shit, at least give me a show. Like,
Right.
It's
somehow,
not a fucking war fucking show, dude. Like,
Showmanship is highly underrated.
yeah, well, you know what?
these
She's
days.
fucking
Your
legit.
uncle killed himself.
Yeah,
Right.
she's
Like, oh,
fucking
shit.
legit. That's why she doesn't need all that shit.
Well, so here's the thing.
Because she's actually talking to dead people.
Going back to Eye of the Cat.
Yeah.
I remember
yeah.
going there for a psychic reading after I'd gone many times, and like growing up, my dad was like super religious.
Wait, so you're
and,
a
like,
witch?
No. No,
He's like
I
warlock,
thought
bitch.
that's what you were gonna tell us,
Actually, it's a
right
warlock.
If you'd
Okay.
let me finish, Pablo.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry,
No,
dude. I thought it'd be really funny if I called you a witch.
I'm my bad. Go on.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, dude.
finish your joke, Pablo. Finish it.
And then your
it's
dad.
so funny.
Your dad was also a witch.
Is that what I was saying?
I think
That's
you
the
said
plot
your-
of
your
Scooby
dad
Doo.
too.
Is that what I was saying,
That's
Pablo?
the plot of the Scooby Doo I was writing.
Yeah,
That was the episode I was writing.
No, they have a movie where there's
Takes
there's
the mask
witches
off.
and,
It
like-
was his dad. No.
Yeah.
No, I remember going there many times, and I was saying, growing up, my dad was like kind of religious, but he would always like switch religions, but he was very devout to whatever it was at the
Right.
time. And he would always tell us, like, if we did anything like that, if we saw a psychic, we were always going to hell. You know, so it scared me for a long time. But I remember going.
You
to
were going to hell if you saw a psychic?
Yes.
Okay.
This was told to me many times.
What the fuck?
I would burn forever.
That's so crazy,
Fuck
man.
yeah.
Isn't it? But
Yeah,
That's
my mom
metal,
tells me
dude.
something similar. And she's like, "If you lick somebody's asshole, you're going to hell." I'm like, "I haven't gone yet."
there
bitch."
he
No.
is, kid, face full of bass. No. Yeah, no, so like it took me a long time to go, but I finally like found the courage to go
Yeah.
to Eye of the Cat and get a psychic reading. I remember going in,
How old were
knowing
you?
about cold reading and wanting like to make sure this was legit. I didn't want to give them any info.
Right.
So I paid them like the $30 for the 15-minute tarot and like psychic reading special. You know, because for whatever reason, like you can always tell, like there's different price points for how much power they're allowed to use, apparently.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah,
So-
it's like how they measure your gas and your electricity. You know, it's the same thing.
The
So,
ghosts want
us-
you to pay for me
yeah.
to keep the lights on. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You know?
it's 5 more.
The
For
more,
your,
the more electricity, the more electricity used, the more you're gonna pay. You know, that's yeah.
It's not free to make the bulb float and for the fog
Yeah.
machine. So I need
Yo,
more money.
just because she's talking to dead people doesn't mean that she doesn't have any business sense. You know,
right.
Like,
That's
she's
right.
still trying to make money. You know,
Does she have like an old gypsy accent?
no, oh my God, you know that just reminded me of something else.
that would be awesome, dude. If I went for a psychic reading, if it was
After
an
this-
old gypsy lady.
After this, I got to tell you about Marty. But
Marty McFly.
no,
Yeah. Yes. You tell
Well-
us about the movie that everyone's already seen.
Cool. I want to hear that. Finish your story though. I love that movie.
it was
Finish
a
your-
good
finish
movie.
your story.
I love that movie too, especially number 2, the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know number 2 really fucked over some of
Oh
the
my
actors?
god, dude.
Just saying.
Really?
Yeah, actually, the guy that played George McFly, well, when they go back time to the first
Crispin
one.
Glover?
Crispin Glover.
Yeah. So in the second movie,
The guy who got crazy on TV.
oh, for sure. Don't get me
Go
wrong.
on.
Don't get me wrong.
Sorry.
You've
He
heard
still
that
has
Crispin
his shit.
Glover's super weird, right?
I've seen the interviews.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was telling him about it the
But
other day. It's
either
crazy.
way,
He's,
go on.
he's a crazy person.
He is.
Yeah.
He probably is. But this did happen to him, and it was a whole thing. So he couldn't do the second movie, so they got another actor, put prosthetics on him, and filmed what they needed for the second movie. So he goes and sues the producer
Uh-huh.
and makes it illegal for people to do that.
Ah, I didn't realize that he was like a pioneer in
Yeah.
allowing his insanity to prevail. Because from what I've heard, and like I don't know anything, so who knows what the real story is. But like I heard that he was extremely difficult to work with.
I
Yeah.
would
And-
not.
That's what I heard, too.
I would not doubt that. I'm not protecting him and anything else, but I think it is interesting that that was the outcome of something like that.
That is interesting.
So finish your story about the black cat.
Yeah.
Or black cat. What is this? What's this? What are we doing?
Who are you? My name is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I'm an extraterrestrial from the planet Vulcan. Mom! Dad! Silence! My heat ray will vaporize you if you do not obey me. Okay. I surrender. You, George McFly, have created a rift in the space-time continuum. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Sorry doesn't cut it, George. The Supreme Klingon hereby commands you to take the female unit known as Baines Lorraine to the place called Hill Valley High School, exactly 4 Earth cycles from now. That's this Saturday night, George. You mean you want me to take Lorraine to the dance? Affirmative. I don't know if I can.
So anyway, I
So what
went
do
in
we-
there
what-
and I didn't want to give her too much, and I wanted it to be legit reading. So
Wait, what was this about?
Intention.
This
Well, we
Back to
brought
the
up
Future
Back to the
shit.
Future randomly, right?
Okay, cool. So
Touche.
you were going.
Anyway,
Why are you ruining the story, man?
I didn't know if that was part of the story. Back
it
to
wasn't.
the Future.
But I do like
Oh.
that movie.
Yeah.
You should go watch
love
that
it.
movie. If you were listening to that, you just heard the deleted scenes from that movie.
Yeah.
Anyhow, though,
If you're listening to this podcast right now, stop and go watch Back to the Future. That's how much I love it. That's how much. Come back to us later. You know, we'll still be here. We'll always be here for you.
we're probably
So-
never gonna get to the end of this story.
Let him finish
Yeah,
the
you went to the
goddamn
Black
story.
Cat, and you don't want to give it too much. Go.
All right, so I went to the Black Cat. Anyway, no. Ironically, there are cats throughout that fucking store, but no, I went to.
Of course, why wouldn't there be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Witches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went back there. I gave them the money, and I didn't want them to like be able to draw something out of me. I wanted it to be legit and test their powers.
Right.
So I just sat there quietly.
Their gift.
Their gift. I'm sorry. Their gift.
Fucking guy.
No, so like I just sat there silently, and she was so pissed and frustrated that I wasn't answering
funny.
any of her questions. I just stood there in silence.
Wait, what
staring at
exactly
her.
did you say?
What was she
Nothing.
asking?
I said nothing for
You
20
walked
minutes.
in and you said nothing, and she
for
was trying
20
to-
minutes, I was absolutely.
I mean, give her
silent.
something.
No,
She didn't. Well, did you say I want a
No,
reading?
you have to.
I told the woman
Ask
up
her a
front
question.
I wanted a reading, and then she sent me to the psychic witch in the back, and I was silent from that point until I left.
But you didn't ask her a question.
She asked me questions.
Right.
No, I will
But
say
she
this.
doesn't ask you like
She
if you
asked
want
me
to
if
know
I
about
wanted-
something specifically.
She did. She did
Right.
say, "Do you want to know about finance, love, or career?" I believe, and I chose career, and I was absolutely quiet from that point forward. And she was so pissed off by the
Okay.
end, and like I just stared at her, and like we both had to acknowledge like either like the gift wasn't on that night, or I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have given you $30. I don't know.
But then who ended up with money though? Her. So
Who
Joke's on
truly
you,
prevailed?
buddy.
Yeah.
jokes on you, buddy.
Conversely,
What did you
though,
really prove? Yeah,
I used to go to this place called Heavenly Sense in Long Beach from when I
that
was a
strip
kid.
club on the by the.
Yes, that's exactly
Yeah?
the one on
I like that
PCH in
place.
Zameno.
I like that place.
No, it's not real.
I don't know, dude. Doesn't that sound like a cool strip club?
I want to hear this dude talk. That's what
Doesn't-
I want to do. That's what I want.
Let's go back to
doesn't
Back
that
to the
sound?
Future.
Doesn't that sound like
Yeah,
the name of
Pablo,
a cool
it's
strip
so
club?
fucking cool.
All right, cool. I'm not gonna say anything anymore because all of a sudden, every time I talk, apparently, it's bullshit. All right? I thought this was my podcast. You know?
See what you made him
Don't.
do?
What are you doing
He's
now? Don't
playing
do
it
that.
again.
Don't do that, Danny. Stop. Stop and tell us your fucking story.
I'm sorry. What?
Tell us your fucking story that apparently I can't contribute to.
You
You
can
know?
contribute to my story.
Well, no, because it's like blasphemy. Apparently, you guys start giving me shit about it. Tell me your story.
All right. Well, tell me more about Marty. We're waiting.
What?
All
You were
right,
telling a
so
story about the black cat. What is he talking about?
that story ended, Doug.
Yeah, dog.
Pay
Pay attention, man.
It's all good.
Don't look at me like
So what
that.
happened at the black cat?
The lady didn't know what she was doing.
She didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
was
that was
very
it?
Yeah, that was
upset
it.
and frustrated, and I thought it was fake. But I think I've met a real witch, maybe. Her name was Marty. She worked and owned at Heavenly Scents, which was a store that I'd been going to since I was a kid with my parents and my family. Well, my mom.
Also for witchcraft?
For your
witchcraft equipment?
She claimed she was a Christian witch, but she made soaps.
That's not a thing.
I've heard that before.
She made soaps, and she had like support group meetings for people that had a gift, apparently.
You can be a Christian witch.
Yeah, dude, she sacrificed her vagina to Jesus. She had that shit pounded in by a guy named Jesus, and then he gave her fruit, and then he left.
No, it was just very strange, the whole thing.
Okay, let him tell the story. That was just weird.
That's what the Christian witches.
You're so weird.
No.
Continue, Danny. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Just long story short, I met this woman
give us the long version.
Let him fucking talk, Pablo.
I want the long version.
Damn it.
I want the long version with all the details.
Where the guest just gets to come in here and tell us a story about he fucked a witch and how she sells soaps.
So he didn't
and
fuck
she
her.
sold her vagina to Jesus, okay?
He didn't say that.
You know what? Calm down there, Buckaroo.
You're not even listening to the story. He didn't say any of that.
Buckaroo. Yeah.
And you said all that.
Yeah, that's all that was.
And you
I
said
haven't
all
listened to the
that.
story at all. I just really, the whole time, it's all been Buckaroo.
Do you guys like country music?
No.
None?
Except for that song Blue and Neon Moon.
Who are those songs by?
I have no idea.
You want to know that song?
Uh-uh.
Blue. It's like really famous because she like yodeled in the song.
Not famous enough, apparently.
Yeah, it was a big thing in the 90s. It was like it was very popular.
It was a 90s country song?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to a lot of country from then. Pretty much the only country I'll listen to is from like outlaw country. Or that's what I love.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Like I grew up on that, like 60s and 70s stuff, like Merle Haggard, Buck Owens, Hank Williams.
You grew up
Senior.
with the 60s and 70s?
No, listening to that music constantly.
I was like, oh shit, how old
Listen
are you?
to how he listens, dog.
The Marty
I was like,
Stewart
damn,
show.
you're a lot older than I thought you were. Wow.
Good complexion.
Some may say. No,
You're holding up good if you're apparently 80.
Right.
You know? If by my calculations you're 80, you look great.
I am a witch. Yeah. No. It's a warlock,
you keep
right?
killing.
It's warlock for a dude.
You keep making sacrifices, and you know.
Yeah.
Blood of
you
the
get to
land.
stay
All my
young.
information comes from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah,
Not the
me
good
too.
new one, the old one from the 90s.
That shit.
I
What do you
summon
mean?
Salem.
What do you mean? What do you mean the good one? The old one was good too. Okay.
Is there a new one?
Fuck you.
Oh, you haven't seen the new one?
No,
But it's like
already
scary.
out.
Great. It's like scary. It's based on the comic book more than like the one in the 90s was more like a rebooting, and this is more like we're going back to its roots. And then it's
like
made by the
scary,
same
and they
people
actually worship the devil and shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's made by the same people who do Riverdale, the show, the Archie.
Never watched it. Good.
Yeah, it's catchy.
Frank likes it.
It's catchy, but it's like they're in high school and they do like it's a massive amount of sex that doesn't happen. Like they do a ton of things that don't really happen.
Yeah.
And it gets a little too far from like it. But at first it was really interesting because it was like a murder mystery kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it still has that baseline across the newer seasons, but it definitely loses itself in like trying to become like a teenage melodrama. So, but the Sabrina one isn't bad because it's not as dramatic. So
it's not like an American Horror Story type thing.
Yes and no. It has like
Yeah.
a feel of that where they do certain things like that, but it's not all
Not
the
that
way
dark.
there. It is for Sabrina very dark.
Okay.
Because like when
Yeah.
they do say like, oh no, we give ourselves to Satan, and then she goes to the witch school, it's not all like, glitter
don't
out of
remember
her
them
glitter
saying
out
that
of
in
her
the first
finger, and then the new TV show. They're going across like the quad, and then there's a statue of fucking Lucifer with the.
It's a little darker than Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But it's good. It's a
Like
good.
that.
It's a good show. It definitely holds up. I like
It's
it a
still
lot.
for young people though.
Yeah, definitely. It's for like a younger audience. But
I'll have to check it out.
when I sip my sangria,
So Marty, the witch, you were telling us about her.
Yeah.
did you fuck her?
No. This woman was already old when I met her the first time.
The first
Okay,
time.
so what? You can't
Was she-
fuck an old lady? What are you
Fair.
too good for old ladies?
Yeah.
She's also married. Her husband Bob was a cool guy too.
Who's also a witch?
Yeah, but she's a Christian witch, dog.
Right.
So
I mean, I don't know what that
She's not one of
means.
the naughty ones.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, cool.
But it was just weird. I had met her a couple times throughout my life, and I remember going in to meet her again, like after like 10 years had passed by, randomly going in to show my friend this soap shop, and I forget why we were in the area, but she immediately sensed that we had such a close connection and like started saying all this stuff. That woman, if witchcraft or like powers are real, like that woman definitely had a connection. She knew some things about me before I even said anything. And then at one point she was even trying to like they invited me to their home in Tustin when I was working in Tustin.
Sounds like they were going to bring you into the cult. It was an invitation party.
Perhaps, no.
So, just so we're clear, you do believe...
Which is surreal. He said it.
Yeah.
You do believe, though, in this, like, supernatural...
I believe in the possibility of something beyond our own perception. And the thing I always reference is this, right? Animals, most, can see ultraviolet light, right?
Yeah.
We cannot as humans.
Right.
Right? But it exists, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, we see a world in color, but animals cannot.
Yeah.
Every animal has a different way to look at it.
Right, we have different perceptions based on like our physical abilities or like our physical adaptations and all the things that make up our biology. But we both exist within the same realm with completely different perceptions of the same thing. So it's reasonable to think that there might be more than what we are able to perceive. Mm-hmm. Then you bring in dimensions and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's exactly the point I was trying to make.
I'm saying is, like, when we get there, the science will back it up. And that's
maybe.
So there's certain
if we
science.
Which we probably aren't, honestly.
Well, who knows, dude? Who knows?
When AR glasses are on their way here.
Skynet is going to go live no longer than 10 years.
You guys want to
Samsung's already
story?
has the first in-home robot coming out.
Exactly. That's like the first big step towards it. They're normalizing fucking robots already. So, Skynet's going live 10 years tops it, and then after that it's all fucked. So what did you say right now?
The internet? Skynet?
No, you said if we wanted to hear another crazy story, yes I do. It's about Skynet going live.
Yeah, no. It just all ties
my dick's actually a robot, dog.
Do you guys believe in coincidences and stuff like that? I mean, have you experienced weird coincidences in your life?
No.
Never? Not really? Nothing comes to mind?
Nothing where it made me be like,
I feel like once you tell your story, then we'll have a story.
No. Tell me. Yeah, right.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Just tell.
You've never had a weird coincidence in your life or anything?
I feel like I have, but I can't even think of what it was.
Yeah.
But I do remember having that feeling like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know what it was.
Right on.
So you believe in the universe doing things?
Maybe. There's a lot of weird stuff's happened throughout my life, but not that it's constantly happening, but just certain things make me wonder. Like I had another patient. I gotta always be careful about talking about stuff like this.
Okay.
But like I'm a nurse and I've had a weird career in that like I've gotten to interact with some very unique people, and like I got to be very vague about this, but like I had one patient at one point whose family believed he was in a different dimension while he was there but not there.
That's fucking cool.
And there were weird instructions we'd have to do daily, like only using water that was blessed by a priest and shipped from India. And every day they would put ashes in this guy's throat, and we'd have to fucking suction it out, and all these weird things, right? But so what's weird about this thing, and this guy in particular,
part isn't the weird part? Sorry.
No, this part isn't.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I want to hear the rest of it because this is weird enough for me.
We caught them trying to fuck the body.
Yeah.
No. I mean, and I'll say this too. Like they were really into Aleister Crowley and claimed to have known him at one point. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
Aleister Crowley is like this really, really old, kind of supernatural figure type that was the inventor of what's called astral projecting. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, like where you can like
I think
inducing
that's kind of real,
out-of-body
dude.
experiences and existing.
I feel
on
like
an
I think I did that once,
dimension.
but I've been too scared to try to do it again.
How?
Yeah.
Tell me that story.
Because I got sleep paralysis.
Oh, that's a whole different.
I
Yeah,
got sleep paralysis.
It probably
But
feels that way, right?
I read I read about it after. One of the first stages to astral project is inducing sleep paralysis on yourself. So the thing is that like you have to know what you're doing, and you have to like, if you start freaking out, that's when you see the scary shit, right? But if you like calm yourself and say it's cool, you try to make yourself like you're in control, then that's the next step towards astral projection. So I did that. So I didn't want to go. I always heard horrible things about sleep paralysis, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, this is what's happening, right? This is for sure what's happening.
You shake
so I
yourself
have to calm down, know that it's gonna be okay. And that's when I started feeling different and weird, and it was awesome. Like I felt like I was out of my body.
Wow.
But then I was like, I felt like I thought about it too much, and I kind of bitched out. So I just woke up.
One time I was masturbating and thinking about this girl, and I astral projected my penis into her. It was crazy. I didn't really do it because it was in my mind.
Okay.
But yeah, same thing, right? No?
Not really.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, yeah, cool, man.
Oh, okay.
You just kind of ruined what we were going for, what we were doing, but okay.
I was trying to relate to your situation.
Pablo is being sincere, and you're
No,
like, let me
I feel
shit
like
on
I
it.
can.
That's literally what he does to me every fucking
I feel like
day.
I could look at other universe. No, but then the thing is, like, I tried it again right after that, and I tried to do the same thing, and I did, but it was weird, and I don't think I reached it because I was like, I was in my room, and it looked like the first time, and then I tried to like get out of that stage onto the next one, and I didn't even feel scared, but I saw a seagull coming through my window, and it started pecking at my neck. And I was trying to like protect myself from it, but it kept pecking at my neck, and I freaked out too much, and that's when I woke up.
But you don't think you were just having like I've had a dream where like,
it felt different.
I was
I
felt like I couldn't
Frank,
move.
this
and I felt like I was
looks
somewhere else.
This looks and feels different than a dream. I know when I'm in a dream or a nightmare. This is different. It's a distinctive feeling.
Like you're awake, but you're not in reality.
It's not at all the same.
That's how I felt.
Have you gone through it?
I've had sleep paralysis throughout
Yeah, and
my life,
it doesn't feel. It doesn't.
fucking
It's a
feeling.
whole. It's not. It doesn't feel like a nightmare. Even a nightmare.
Oh no, it did for me.
No, I'm saying it is horrible.
Yeah.
But it does have a different feel to it, and it looks different than just a dream
Sleep
or a nightmare.
paralysis is where you're dreaming and then you can't move because your body doesn't let you, right? Like,
Well, yeah, essentially, like your body's having a hard time transitioning between like the different sleep phases and different wavelengths that your brain's allowing to come through. And because of that, like it feels like you're awake, but you cannot move your body. However, how much of that is true is up to debate. A lot of people I know way back in the day used to think that this was a symptom of being possessed because you always feel this weird anxiety and fear that comes over you until you learn to train yourself to kind of be aware, which you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's why. Like it was like
It used to happen to me. All
people
the time
thought back in the old days.
Hey guys, Frank here. Just want to let you guys know, unfortunately, we won't be able to play the rest of the episode due to some technical difficulties. We actually didn't capture it. So I want to take this time to thank Danny Frank for just coming on and telling us some cool stories. Please check him out. He has some really cool shows in San Dimas and in Long Beach, and he's all over the place performing. So if you get the chance, please go check out his stuff and check out his new podcast. I believe you can find it on Spotify and other media outlets as well. But yeah, and then as always, follow us at Completely Useless Podcast on Instagram, or check out our new website, CompletelyUselessPodcast.com, where you can see all of our new projects coming out, photos, maybe some new video stuff going. So thank you guys again. See you guys next week.